Hello and welcome to Maths by SAS. This is my first lesson of D2, chapter number 1, exercise 1D, that is about the inverse proportion. In this class, students will be learning and discussing basic level question number 1, and let me read the question from the book. Question says, if x is inversely proportional to y cube, when x equals to 50 and y is equal to 2, find the value of x when y is equal to 4, and then we have to find the equation connecting x and y, and the last part says calculate the value of y when x equals to 3.2. Let's discuss each part one by one. Question in the beginning says x is inversely proportional to y cube. In the beginning, question doesn't say write down the equation connecting x and y. So we have to think about the other way how to understand this question. We know when two quantities are in inverse proportion, then the relationship between them is y2 upon y1 equals to what? That is x1 upon x2. Now look, x is inversely proportional to y cube because x is inversely proportional to y cube. So what is going to happen, students, that y2 cube upon y1 cube will be equal to x1 upon x2. Now look, how will you decide that what is y2 and what is x2? For that purpose, you can see that the information which is given in the beginning, that x is equal to 50 and y is equal to 2, that is your x1 y1, this is your x1 y1, and we have to find the value of x when y is equal to 4. This will be x2 and this will be y2. So it means that instead of y2 I have to replace 4 cube upon 2 cube equals to 50 upon x2, which is unknown of the question, or which is the first requirement. Okay, now cube of 4 is 64, and cube of 2 is 8, 50 upon x2. Now table of 8 ones are 8 eights are, okay, and 8 equals to 50x upon x2. Now go for cross multiplication. 8x2 is equal to 50, and now what we have to do is we have to find value of x. For that purpose, I'll be going up. I have to isolate x. I have to shift 8 to other side. 50 by 8 and 50 by 8, 2 4s are and 2 25s are, and x2 25 by 4, and 25 by 4 I can turn it into mixed number. 4 6 are 24, 1 6 whole 1 by 4. So value of x, which is the requirement of the question, is 6 whole 1 by 4. You can see, students, that we are not using calculator here. We are simply focusing on tables to find the values of unknown. So you have to please observe this thing carefully, and you have to learn the table and apply cancellation rules and divisibility rules to make your calculations easy. And the second part says find the equation connecting x and y. In order to find the equation connecting x and y, we know that x is inversely proportional to what? Y cube. So we'll write it like this. So x equals to k upon y cube, and now x is 50 given in the question, and y is what? Y is 2 cube. Now 2 cube is 8, and here I have to okay, now in order to find value of k will be equal to 50 multiplied by 8, and which is equal to 8 5s are 40 k. So k is 400, and equation connecting, so required equation will be equal to x equals to 400 divided by y cube. I hope really easy questions. And now the last part says calculate the value of y when x equals to 3.2. Now look students, we have the relationship with us that equation connecting x and y is x equals to 400 upon y cube, and we have to find value of y when x is 3.2. so instead of x I have to replace what, 3.2 upon y cube. Now shift y cube to other side, 3.2 into y cube equals to 400, y cube equals to 400 upon 3.2. and now the simplification and calculation per step, that is also one of the difficulty for my students. Now what I will be doing, I will be focusing, trying to not to use calculator, remove the decimal, multiplied by 10. Okay, now what we have to do, let me go up, y cube 4,000 divided by 32. Now look, 8 how many times, 8 4 times, 8 4s are 32, 8 5s are 40, 0 0, and 500 upon 4, 500 upon 4 will become 2 2s are 2 2s are 4, 2 5s are and 0s are, and this is 250 by 2, 250 by 2. So y cube that we are getting is 250 by 2, 250 by 2, 2 1s are 2s are and 2 5s are, so y cube is 125. Now at this stage you have to stop and think that what is the number whose power 3, whose cube can give me 125 back. So I hope this is 5 cube. Now I have to take cube root on both sides. You can see students that I'm teaching you that how you can perform the calculations easily without calculator if you are good at tables and squares and cubes. So value of y is 5 when x is equal to 3.2. I hope you are really clear about today's question. Moving to question number 2, basic level. Question 2 says that if z is inversely proportional to square root w and z equals to 9 when w is equal to 9, find the equation connecting z and w and find the value z when w is equal to 16 and calculate the value of w when z is equal to 3. So let's discuss each part one by one. Because z is inversely proportional to square root w, because z inversely proportional to w square root. So what will happen? Z inversely proportional to what? 1 over w square root. And when we'll be removing this proportionality sign, what we have to do? We have to replace, we have to put equal sign and k, which is the constant of variation, k over w. And then the information is given that z is equal to 9 when w is equal to 9. So what we are going to do is that we have to replace the value of z and 9 carefully. These are really easy questions, students. You just have to focus on how to find the squares and square roots and cubes and cube roots, and the question will be easy for you. Instead of z, replace 9 and instead of W again 9. Now what is the number whose square is 9? That is 3, K upon 3 and 9. Now shift this 3 to other side. So 9 times 3 equals to K, or 27 equals to K, or K equals to 27. The first requirement is that we have to write down the equation connecting. So required equation will be equal to Z equals to K is 27 by square root W. Very easy questions. If we have good command on tables, square roots, we can easily solve this. And the second part says find the value of Z when W is equal to 16. Now in order to find the value of Z, because we already have the equation connecting Z and W, so first of all we have to write Z equals to 27 by W square root, and now we have to find value of Z when W equals to 16. So what we have to do, very easy question, instead of the letter, instead of the variable, we have to replace W by 16. Now what is the number whose square is 16? That is 4. 27 upon 4 square raised to power of 1 by 2. And let me go up over here. Z equals to this goes with this, 27 by 4, and here I have to divide 27 by 4. 4 how many times is 27 or closer to? 4 5s are 20, 4 6 are 24, 4 6 are 24 minus 6 or 3 by 4, or 6.75. 6.75 is the value of C. Okay, and moving to the last part of this question that says calculate the value of W when Z is equal to 3. Now in this case we have to find value of W and Z is given. So recall what is the relationship between Z and W. Z equals to 27 by W square root, and instead of Z replace 3 equals to 27 over W. Okay, and now go for cross multiplication. Basic steps for the solution of simple linear equations have to be really clear. Okay, and I need to find value of W, so I will be keeping W at the same place, and I have to shift 3 to other side, 27 by 3. Moving to this side, square root W will be equal to 3 1s are and 3 9s are. W is equal to 9. Now look, I need to find value of W, but W is in the square root sign, so what reverse operation process I have to do? I have to take square on both sides. 9 square, this goes with this, and W is equal to 9 square is 81. Really easy questions. And moving to the next question, and the next question says that for each of the following equations state two variables which are inversely proportional to each other and explain your answer. Again we can take help from the previous question, that when Z and W are inversely proportional to each other, we can multiply them like Z into square root W equals to some constant, which is 27 in the question. So the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other are y and x square. Y and x square are inversely proportional to each other, and there is the constant K, which is 3 over here. Constant of variation is 3. Okay, This is K. Moving to the second part, that the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other. Look at the question carefully and see that what can be the constant of variation in this case. Here the K is 1, okay. This is the constant of variation, K is 1, okay, and the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other are y and under root x. Y and under root x. Moving to the third part, here the constant of variation K equals to 5, and the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other are y square and x cube are inversely proportional to each other. Moving to the next part, that is n equals to 7 over m minus 1. Here again K equals to 7, and the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other are n and m minus 1. And for the last part, K equals to 4, and the two variables which are inversely proportional to each other are q and p plus 1 whole square. I hope you are clear about question 1, 2 and 3. Please watch and understand these questions properly, because this is also one of the important concepts of your O-level examinations. Please watch my lessons, like, share and subscribe the channel, and press bell icon to get the notification of every lesson in time. Thank you very much.